September the 11th, 2001. The American people saw what terrorists could do by turning 4 airplanes into weapons. We will not wait to see what terrorists or terrorist states could do with chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear weapons. Tonight, I want to take a few minutes to discuss a grave threat to peace and America's determination to lead the world in confronting that threat. The threat comes from Iraq. If the Iraqi regime is able to produce, buy, or steal an amount of highly enriched uranium a little larger than a single softball, it could have a nuclear weapon in less than a year. And if we allow that to happen, a terrible line would be crossed.
Helena.
Alex.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Sorry I'm late.
Not at all, not at all.
How was your flight?
It was fine. I just forget how crazy the traffic can be here.
You took the app, yeah?
I did, and it was terrible. I won't be going back that way again.
I can imagine. Anyway, these are the documents.
Thank you.
They're in French.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
I presume you've still got the originals of these?
Yes, of course.
Have you shown them to anyone else?
At the paper, Gabriele Zucchelli, my editor-in-chief, and Rosa Bellini, my assistant editor.
Why didn't you publish them? They're quite a story.
My source wanted 20 million lire for them, so we wanted to check they were authentic first.
And have you?
We took them to the American embassy. They've had a copy for quite some time, but they haven't told us anything yet. So I rang them up quite recently and asked. And they said to me that they couldn't tell me if the documents were authentic or not. So if you find out, we would like to know.
I'm not sure that we'll be able to share our findings with you, but I'll do what I can. Would you be able to tell me who gave you these?
My source was given them by a woman in the Niger embassy.
Okay. And would it be possible for me to talk to them?
If it is important, you could speak to me, and then I could speak to him.
Is he reliable?
When I was at Tempa magazine in '95, he gave me 2 news stories. They were both good, so I don't have any reason not to believe him.
Have you had a look at these yourself?
Yes, of course.
And what do you think?
Iraq doesn't have a civilian nuclear power program, so if they're buying uranium, there's only one thing it can be for. But I don't know.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. So listen, if you have any more questions, you can give me a phone call.
Yes, I will do
All right?
that.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Helena.
Have a good trip. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Hi, it's me. Yeah, no, it's going well. Listen, there's a possibility that I might be able to get an earlier flight tomorrow.
Hi, Nick. Yes, Alex Morgan. Nick, I've got some documents that I need checking out, the uranium production documents, and I was just wondering whether you knew anybody reliable that could give me an opinion on them.
Alex Morgan, Dr. Howell. Thanks for letting me. Sorry about the short notice.
Oh, that's all right. I don't have another class till 3. Generally don't eat lunch anyway.
I thought maybe we could go for coffee and have a chat.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, Bill said you worked with him on the Ugandan energy project.
Yeah, in 2000. Sugar?
No, thank you.
And you were with Hans Blix in Vienna?
Yes, while he was Director General. I'm still with the IAEA, but I lecture in chemistry now at UCL as well.
We've received some documents that we'd like to have an independent opinion on as soon as possible, actually. We just want to know what you think, really, about the contents, the veracity of the details, that kind of thing.
May I ask where you got them?
No, you can't, actually. I'm sorry.
There are no more? No tech specs?
No, that's all there is, I'm afraid. There's something wrong.
Let me have a look at them, and I'll get back to you.
How quickly could you get them back to us?
A week, all right?
That'd be great. If you could do it any quicker, we'd be very grateful.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks very much. Hi, Mark, it's Alex.
Hi, Alex. What's up?
I just wondered whether we'd heard back from the Americans at all about those uranium documents.
No, not yet. Don't think so. Why'd you ask?
Well, I just gave a copy of them to my contact of mine at the IAEA, and, I don't know, I just got the impression that there might be a problem with them.
Why didn't you give them to DIS? That's the procedure.
Well, I did, but they said they were a bit snowed under, and knowing it was a matter of urgency, you know, that we needed them for the dossier, I just thought, well, that it might be a bit quicker. And it might corroborate whatever DIS said.
You should have cleared this with me first.
Yeah, I know, but
So what sort of a problem were we talking about? What did he say?
right, he didn't say anything really. It was just, I don't know, it was just the way he reacted.
So he didn't actually say anything?
No. He said he could get them back to me within a week, but if we needed them for the dossier, I could push him if you wanted.
It's already too late to get in that. Just leave it for now.
Okay, sure.
If he does come up with something definite, then we can deal with it after that, but DIS should catch any problems anyway
Okay.
when they look at it. All right, thanks, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
Hiya.
Hiya.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
What's the matter?
You just try and take the fucking initiative, and then people kick your ass for it.
Thought it was all going okay.
Hello? Yes, it is.
Hey, John.
Hey.
How are you, Alex? Sorry I'm a bit late.
No, it's okay. I'm good to see you. Glad you can make it.
Not at all. Not at all. What can I do for you?
You mentioned curveball the other day.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what you know.
Not a lot, really. I was in DC for the trade negotiations about a couple of months ago, and someone I knew there mentioned that he was a key news source. That was it, really.
Curveball is our principal source for evidence of biological weapons in Iraq. He's a defector in Germany. It says he was head of STEM's bioweapons division. Now, for the past year, he's fed over 100 reports to the Germans who passed them along to us. So he's major importance in the case being made for war. But now there seems to be a serious problem with it.
So, why are you telling me this? I mean, why not tell Mark or...
Well, it'd be better if this information got to you guys through the back door. No, thank you. That's okay, no thanks. If you got this information through the back door, and with your trade contacts, it's possible that you could have found out about this yourself.
So, what kind of problem are we talking about?
This guy, Nicholas Adler, he's part of the team that was debriefing Curveball in Germany. It's better if he find out about it from himself.
Yeah, but I'm not a field officer or anything like that.
No, I know.
You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I do know that. It's all right. It's no problem. It's okay. Just call him, okay? It's fine.
Okay, you said it was a serious problem. What kind of serious problem? I mean, presumably the US have other sources, right?
Basically, as far as evidence, bioweapons in Iraq, Curveball is it. So if we got a problem with him, yeah, it's serious. But you should call Nicholas as soon as you can.
I don't think I should be doing this. I still don't know why you're telling me this anyway.
Call Nicholas. Yeah. Just talk to him. That's all. Hey, I gotta get going. It's nice seeing you again, Alex. Yeah. Take care now, okay?
Yeah, you too, John.
Hi, is that Nicholas Adler? My name's Alex Morgan. Oh, he did? Good. Yes, I could. I could probably fly over tomorrow.
Nicholas. Do you mind if I join you?
Of course.
You took me slightly by surprise there. I didn't expect you to be on the same plane.
I had to come over for a meeting last night, so I thought I'd take the same flight as you back. Zum Potsdamer Platz, bitte.
You said that Curveball was fundamentally unreliable. How, specifically? I mean, what are the latest intelligence reports on him?
Well, initially he was very cooperative. He seemed to be very knowledgeable, well-informed. But over time, his whole behavior became very erratic. He started to contradict himself. There were lots of factual inconsistencies in what he said.
Such as?
Well, for example, he said that as head of the biological weapons program, he'd been exposed to biological agents in an explosion that took place in '98. We already knew about the explosion. 12 people were killed. But when the Americans came over, they did some tests on him to see what he had been exposed to. Yeah, they found nothing. It was completely clean. So we checked his travel records. Turned out he wasn't even in Iraq at the time of the explosion. So obviously he was lying. And there were other issues.
What about the mobile trailers, the ones that he said were for producing biological weapons?
Yeah, well, that's partly true. In 1998, an Iraqi company was awarded a military contract for building trailers to make chemicals. They were just for making hydrogen balloons.
How can you be so sure?
We still have our sources in Iraq.
I can understand why he might embellish things, but why would he lie? He's a defector. He made over 100 reports.
No, he's not a defector. He's a refugee. Look, you know as well as we do, After 9/11, the Americans were desperate for any information about Iraq.
Yeah.
Someone told Curveball that if he had good information, it might speed up his residency application. So basically, he just told us what he thought we wanted to hear, just to get his German passport.
I see.
In reality, he was a trainee in an Iraqi government lab. He was actually dismissed in '97. So he had some insight, yes, but he had never had any position of responsibility.
Why has it taken you so long to find all this out?
Well, because he was very clever in describing technological possibilities. He had a degree in engineering. Look, at this stage it would be embarrassing for us to admit that it took us so long to see these problems. So publicly we'll deny it. But you should consider Curveball completely unreliable.
You said that the Americans had had him tested. But what about all the rest of this? Do they know that as well?
Of course. And they keep asking for more reports, like they don't care. Or rather like they wanted to believe him.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Nothing the Americans are saying about Iraq does. Have you looked at the satellite photographs they're using for evidence of chemical weapons? Maybe you should.
First element of the government's strategy for winning over the doubters was released.
There was a scramble as reporters rushed to take away the document, which the government hopes will win doubters over to its view that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and must be stopped.
Mr. Blair began by claiming that the dossier showed why action had to be taken.
His weapons of mass destruction program is active, detailed, and growing.
These are the copies of the American satellite photos from Fallujah 2 and 3 chemical plant in northern Iraq. This batch is from 2001 and this lot is from this August, 10 months later.
So what sort of chemicals does the plant actually produce?
Well, Fallujah 2 produces chlorine from which you can synthesize mustard gas. Oh, sign this first. And Fallujah 3 produces castor oil from which you can make
rice.
Ricin.
So how can you actually tell from looking at these that chemical weapons production has actually doubled?
Okay. See that?
Yeah.
That's a Samurai chemical tanker. It's just a simple case of counting them. If the numbers have doubled, it means production's doubled.
And they use those for carrying chemical weapons?
Well, they use them for carrying chemicals, whether it's chemical weapons, who knows?
But isn't that what the American assessment is about? The fact that the number of these tankers has actually doubled?
Yeah.
I want to count them.
Okay.
How many have you got?
28.
Yeah, and I've got 15. So they have doubled. I want to count them again. But this time, let's swap batches and see if our counts tally.
Okay.
How come you've got so many? Is that all there is from the first batch, from 2001?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure there are no more photos from then?
Well, I can check the satellite schedule if you want me to.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Well, that's it. That's all there is.
Fuck. The number of tankers hasn't doubled. They just took twice as many photos this year as they did last year. They haven't doubled at all. I need you to come with me and show these to Mark Young.
Oh, well, I've got to duplicate them first and sign them out.
How long will that take?
About an hour.
Okay, I'll give you a call and let you know where you need to be and when. Dr. Howell, it's Alex Morgan. Yeah. I was just wondering whether it would be possible for us to meet up. Yeah, well now if possible. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye-bye. I'm fine, thank you.
No, thank you.
Doctor, I noticed when I gave you the documents originally, your reaction led me to believe that you thought that there might be something odd about them.
Yes, I mean, well, I've done the report. I'm sorry, I thought that's what...
Oh, you finished it already?
Yes, I thought that's why you called, so I brought the report.
Great.
There we are.
Thank you very much. Could you give me a quick summary of it?
Yes, of course. First, you have to understand that uranium is not like coal. It's actually quite rare. So every producer knows everybody else's business almost as well as they know their own. And there's not even been a whisper of this anywhere. And there would be. Because both of Niger's mines are owned by a French company, Kogama, and their entire output is pre-sold to nuclear power stations in France and Germany. As it is, the mines produce only 3,000 tons a year. And so the 500 tons to which these documents pertain is an extremely large proportion of it to suddenly go missing. It's highly unlikely that someone could simply siphon off 500 tons. There'd be all kinds of people who would know about it at every stage of the process: managers, engineers,
I understand.
mining, milling, transportation.
I appreciate that it's unlikely, but is it a possibility?
Well, not with these documents, no. Look, this is supposedly signed by Niger's president, Tanja Mamadou. Here's one which we know came from him, for sure, from our own archives. Well, I'm no handwriting expert, but when I saw that, my jaw dropped.
They're completely different, aren't they?
And this one is supposedly signed by Niger's foreign minister, Ali Halaj Habibu, dated October 2000. He left office in 1989, 11 years earlier. This one is on an out-of-date letterhead. It refers to Niger's Supreme Military Council. Well, that's like us referring to Russia as the Soviet Union. It just wouldn't happen. And at that, there's the bad spelling, wrong dates, and it's even stamped as having been received 2 weeks before it was written.
And they're all forgeries?
Yes, they're all forgeries. Not even very good ones. You could practically do a Google search to find that out.
I'm going to take these away with me, Doctor. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
This dossier the government released this morning about Iraq buying uranium, what's that based on? Not these.
No, that is, that's some other intelligence. Thanks very much again. Bye-bye. Mark, it's Alex. Hi. Listen, I need to meet with you, really. It's something quite important, to be honest. As soon as possible, if that's all right. Yeah. Yeah, in about an hour, that's great. Okay. I'll see you there. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. Zoe? Zoe, it's Alex Morgan.
Oh, hi, Alex.
So I wonder if you could meet me at Mark Young's office in about an hour's time.
With those images?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I'll see you there.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hiya.
Hi, you all right?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you pick up that bill for Holroyd?
Do you know what? I don't know if I'm going to have time, to be honest.
Well, I'm still going to be in the same meeting now until at least 6, so I'm not going to be able to get there. I mean, when it was
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, I'll do it. I'll go. All right, bye-bye.
The tankers haven't doubled at all. It's just someone screwed up the counting. It's just poor intelligence collection.
You're sure this is right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've rechecked all the satellite schedules.
And we're not even sure if the tankers are carrying chemical weapons, right?
That's right.
Have you written an assessment on this?
No, not yet.
All right, can you write one and get me a copy as soon as possible? Then we'll pass it up to CIG.
Sure.
Thanks, Zoe.
No problem.
This is the principal evidence they're citing for chemical weapons. Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
how the hell did the IS miss the fact that the Niger documents were total forgeries?
Well, I don't think that they haven't actually completed their assessment yet.
Well, if the sat photos and the uranium documents are still with the DIS for analysis, then why does the dossier mention them as hard evidence?
Well, they probably used a liaison report that cited the Americans' analysis of them.
But I thought that was what we were doing, the liaison report.
Oh, an earlier one. I don't know.
But if the forgeries are that obvious, then the Americans must know about it, and they've had them longer than anyone else.
No, they must have used something else. I don't know.
Well, I hope so.
How did you know about Curveball?
Through a contact of mine at the FCO.
All right. Well, let's get this passed on up to CIG. I want you to write an intelligence assessment on all of this. Curveball, sat photographs, uranium documents, as soon as you can.
Okay, I'll do that straight away.
And we should get it over to the Americans as soon as possible.
Well, they already know about Curveball. Wimpack have been over there and interviewed him. They know that he's lying.
What the fuck haven't they told us? Jesus. All right, well, we'd better get this up to the chief so we can pass it on to whoever is dealing with this in Washington.
Do you want me to email it to you, or should I send you a hard copy?
Oh, both, please. Good job, Alex.
Thanks, Mark. Are you ready? Close your eyes. Helly, close your eyes. Yeah. Look at this, Helly. 1, 2, 3. Oh!
Same colour.
Okay. Well, like the whole ribbon is the same colour.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But not.
Oh gosh, Alex, you got it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
There's. Can you get out of the way?
There's your Robin. And I'll just fill this in here.
Saddam Hussein has gone to elaborate lengths to build and keep weapons of mass destruction. We know that Iraq in the late 1990s had several mobile biological weapons labs. These are designed to produce germ warfare agents and can be moved from place to place to evade inspectors. The British government has learned that Saddam Hussein recently sought significant quantities of uranium from Africa. Our intelligence sources tell us that he has attempted to purchase high-strength aluminum tubes suitable for nuclear weapons production.
Hi, Elaine, it's Alex
Saddam
Morgan.
Hussein
Is Mark still
does
there?
not credibly explain these activities.
Could you get him to give me a call when he gets out?
He clearly has much to hide.
Thanks a lot, Elaine. Bye-bye.
The dictator of Iraq is not disarming. To the contrary, the United States will ask the UN Security Council to convene on February the 5th to consider the facts of Iraq's ongoing defiance of the world. Secretary of State Powell will present information and intelligence about Iraq's illegal weapons programs, its attempts to hide those weapons from inspectors, and its links to terrorist groups.
Is he in yet? Okay. All right, thank you. Never mind. That's great. Bye. Helmy! Helmy, come on. Come on, we need to go quickly. Let's go. Right, here we are. Come on. Time to go. Here we go. Mark! Mark!
Alex, thought you were on holiday this week.
What's going on?
How do you mean?
Well, the Bush speech. Why the hell's he saying that we've given them evidence that Iraq was buying uranium from Niger? I mean, Jesus Christ, he's talking about going to war based on evidence we've proved is unsound. What happened to my report? Did the JSC read it? You passed it on, didn't you?
Of course I passed it on.
Well, what, to CIG? What did they say? Did they say they were passing it on to the Joint Intelligence Committee? Are they just going to ignore it?
Well, you've read the papers. Iraq can launch missiles in 45 minutes. That means they can reach Israel, Saudi Arabia, our troops in Cyprus.
Are we using the papers as an intelligence source now, are we?
They got that straight from Downing Street.
Yeah, from the same dossier that said that the uranium documents were authentic. We know that's a pile of shit.
Look, I don't know what else JIC had. Something else might have come in, but I passed it all on, OK?
What about this 45-minute intel? Where's that from?
Supposedly from a reliable source in Iraq.
What, like Curveball was a reliable source?
I know. This one's a senior officer in the Iraqi Northern Army. He's seen the weapons himself. He passed the information on to family outside Iraq, who passed it on to the Iraqi National Congress in Lebanon. They passed it on to us.
Iraqi National Congress? They've been wanting to get rid of Saddam for years. They're not impartial. We can't believe a word that they say.
But it's plausible.
Plausible?
Look, I don't know what other intelligence might have come in, all right?
What about the satellite photos? Bush mentioned those too. We know they're inaccurate.
DIS are responsible for assessing satellite images, not us. They issue their own intelligence assessments to CIG. I don't know what their analysis was.
Yeah, but you've seen the photographs yourself.
We're not qualified photo analysts, Alex.
You don't have to be a qualified photo analyst, Mark. You just need to be able to count.
Alex, you don't have the authority. I'll call you. Go home.
John, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're making this look really stupid.
Look, it's not Langley's fault, it's not.
Well, did they actually send you my report?
No, that's not what I mean. I wouldn't have seen that anyway. That would have gone straight to the DIA in Washington. That's not what I mean.
Right.
We already knew about the forgeries, just like we knew about Curveball.
Well, why didn't you tell us?
We've been worried for a while now that intel's being twisted once it leaves the CIA and before it gets to the White House. We mentioned suspicions about Iraq. The next thing you know, the administration is using them like facts, even though there's no hard evidence. That's why we fed you guys the information we wanted you to find. It was bullshit. The documents were bullshit. It'd be independent corroboration that they were forgeries. We thought Blair would lean on the president and stop him from using the uranium story in his speech.
But instead, he said that we'd given you the evidence. How the hell did that happen?
Well, a year ago, your chief met with director at Langley and said he'd been approached by the Italians with a report that had definitive proof that Iraq was buying uranium. That's the evidence that the president was mentioning in his speech.
So there is evidence.
Shh. No, that's the thing. There isn't. We got a copy of the report from the Italians. It's just based on the same forgeries you picked up in Rome. It's empty. It's worthless.
But if that was known at director level, I just don't get how he couldn't stop it from getting in the speech.
Well, we tried, but as soon as we found out that the report was based on the same forgeries, the director put a lid on the whole uranium story. But someone in the administration decided to bypass the director and give it straight to the White House.
Who was that?
I don't know, but it's exactly what they wanted to hear, so they used it.
Are you sure that there's not something? There must be some other evidence from the DIA or...
No. For chemical weapons, it was the photos. Bioweapons, curveball. Nuclear weapons, it was the uranium documents. That's it. That's all there is.
It just doesn't make sense.
No, it makes perfect sense if that's what you want to hear. Look, after 9/11, the White House practically ordered the CIA to find a link between Al-Qaeda and Iraq. They wanted one. And if there isn't one, just make one up.
Iraq is a secular regime and Al-Qaeda is religious. They hate each other just about as much as they hate Americans.
After 9/11, Rumsfeld was in a meeting, said he wanted to bomb Iraq. People reminded him that Al-Qaeda's in Afghanistan. He said, yeah, but there are no good targets in Afghanistan. There are in Iraq.
The only WMDs we know for sure Iraq had are the anthrax and botulinum we gave them in the 80s so that they could use it against Iran.
The photo of Rumsfeld shaking hands with Hussein in 83, right?
Yeah, that's not a social visit. He was there on business. We gave Iraq 370 licenses for dual-use technology.
At last count, they still had 200 tons of anthrax stockpiled though, right?
Yeah, but the stuff's got a shelf life of a couple months. After 12 years, well, I wouldn't want to drink it, but the stuff's not going to kill you.
All right, obvious question. How do we bypass all this? Because we've got to do something.
We can't. We tried. It just goes too high. Well, that's why we were hoping you guys could, but I don't know. Looks like the same thing's happening here. Maybe the French can or the Germans.
Shit. So, the curveball was a mistake, right? And the satellite photos were a mistake. But the uranium documents, somebody forged those deliberately. They sat down and they typed them. Who did that?
Receptionist at the Niger embassy, maybe?
And who paid her to do it?
No, maybe no one. Look, we've let it be known for the past 3 years that we pay good money for any information about Iraq, not ask where the sources come from. I doubt the Niger embassy pay all that well. I suppose somebody there just wanted to jump on the gravy train, supplement their income.
Yeah, but we don't know that for sure, do we?
You're not going to find a clear route to one person, one progenitor, like Rumsfeld or Cheney. It's just... And even if you did, what are you going to do, huh? Have them arrested?
Why not? I mean, otherwise, what is the point? What is the fucking point of any of this? Any of it at all? I gotta go. I gotta pick up my daughter.
I guess you could contact Helena Conti. Ask who her source was.
I've tried that already. She won't tell me.
Yeah, but, put her under pressure face to face. Say you've talked to who you think it is. Just want her confirmation. That kind of thing. Make her think that you know. Under those circumstances, most people call the person straight away. I just need to monitor her phone, see who she calls.
What sort of time scale are we talking about?
A couple hours, but it shouldn't be that much of a problem to set up.
all of a sudden? You know, you can't just tell her that you're going to be there and then not show up.
I know.
Just a bit bloody short notice, that's all.
It's important.
Yeah, obviously. Well, you can tell her.
Scusi, c'è Elena Conti?
Non c'è, è andata a pausa pranzo. Deve andare sempre diritto. All'angolo gira a destra e in fondo c'è un bar.
Helena, Alex Morgan from the Palatino.
Yes, hello.
Have you got a couple of minutes?
Yes.
Those documents that you passed on to me about Iraq trying to buy some uranium from Niger, yeah? They're forgeries.
Yes, I know.
You're aware of that?
Yes. After I met you, I went to Niger myself.
When?
Soon after I met you, I went to the capital, Niamey, and to Cotonou. And there's nothing, no evidence. The documents are fake. It's impossible to transport the material.
And you've passed on this information to the Americans?
No, but it's so obvious. How could they not know?
But if you knew all about the documents, if you knew that they were forgeries, why didn't you publish the story?
The Washington Post mentioned the connection with Niger in an article last November. And because of that, my editor said the story's over. And I wasn't allowed to write anything about it. Then, after the State of the Union, well, we didn't know exactly what Bush's reference to African uranium was based on. But we knew we had similar documents. So then again, I proposed to my editor to write the story. And again, he said no to me. I was furious. So in the end, I gave the story to someone I know at 60 Minutes, at CBS, and then they did a research and they filmed it. But someone at CBS decided to drop the whole story.
But who?
I don't know.
If you gave me the name of your source, then I could speak to him directly myself.
I can't.
Look, whoever your source is using you to leak false information that could lead to the start of another Middle East war. Tell him I want to speak to him. It's important. I want to do it as soon as possible. You've got my number. Pass it on to him and get him to call me. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
John, it's Alex. She said that she already knew that they were forgeries. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll speak to you later. Call me back, yeah? Okay. Bye. Hi, John. Yeah? Yeah, no, that'd be great. I'll see you there tomorrow morning then. Okay, bye-bye. Hi, it's me. Just at the airport. Just about to leave. Shouldn't be too late. I'll see you both later. Love you lots. Bye-bye.
The gravity of this moment is matched by the gravity of the threat that Iraq's weapons of mass destruction pose to the world. We have first-hand descriptions of biological weapons factories on wheels and on rails. The source was an eyewitness, an Iraqi chemical engineer who supervised one of these facilities. He actually was present during biological agent production runs. He was also at the site when an accident occurred in 1998. 12 technicians died from exposure to biological agents. Every statement I make today is backed up by sources, solid sources. These are not assertions. What we're giving you are facts and conclusions based on solid intelligence.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, John. How are you? Would you like a coffee?
No, I'm all right, thanks. Helena Conte called a freelance security consultant by the name of Marco Fabri. He used to work for the Italian Secret Service. Now, he buys and sells information. He's the one who gave her the documents.
Where did he get them from?
They didn't discuss that. I also found out that the Niger embassy in Rome had a break-in 2 years ago. There's no evidence that it was Fabri, but some official documents and official seal were stolen.
Did Fabri say who he's working for now?
No.
Who's Gene Bowman?
CEO of Balmax Oil.
And are they linked?
All the big oil firms have got security consultants like Fabri. Some are ex-military, ex-government intelligence. Now, there's going to be a conference in D.C. next week between all the big oil firms and Ibrahim Bar al-Aloum. The guy tipped to get the Iraqi oil minister job if we invade.
He's an Iraqi?
He's an Iraqi national, but he was trained in the U.S. Works for the State Department. Bauman's going to be there.
Right. It's like they're carving it up because they know there's going to be a war.
Well, maybe they do. Bush and Cheney both come from the oil business. They know how important it is to the economy.
They know that Iraq has got a third of what's left.
Exactly. And it's worth billions to whoever owns the rights. Now get this. As soon as Bush and Cheney got into office, they set up a secret task force to develop a national energy policy. Now, they get a lot of campaign funds from the energy industry. So it's no surprise that the task force had talks with ExxonMobil, Conoco, BP, Shell.
That's corruption on a massive scale. Surely the Inspector General or someone else has looked into this.
The Senate Oversight Committee actually tried to bring a lawsuit against the White House because of it. It said the energy industry was exercising undue influence over national policy. But the judge who had been appointed by Bush threw the case out.
Shit. Did the Energy Task Force meet Bowman?
Don't know. Maybe.
I'm going to get a contact of mine to get us into that conference. We can put Bowman on the spot about Fabri. He might call him and let something slip.
I really think we've gone as far on this as we can.
What does that mean?
Well, if this really does go all the way up the administration, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, Stephen Winpick, who questioned Curveball's authenticity, are getting fired. If I get into this anymore, well, there's serious consequences. I gotta think about my family.
I got a family too.
Well, yeah, you should think about that before you decide what you're gonna do next. Now, if you go into that conference without authorization, then you're not on government business anymore. And if you say you are, then your career with the government's effectively over. You do know that, don't you? You should think about that. Think about how losing your job is going to affect your income, your kids' education, how you're going to pay for your mortgage. Now, we're not dealing with politics here anymore. We're dealing with big multinational corporations with deep pockets, large security firms. At the very least, they could sue you and tie you up in expensive litigation for years. At worst, people do just go missing.
Well, so that's it then?
We haven't got proof of anything. Just accidents and mistakes. We've been propping up corrupt regimes in the Middle East since 1918. Shah in Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iraq. Maybe we finally got rid of one of them.
Sure.
See you, Alex.
The danger Saddam Hussein poses reaches across the world. America has laid out the facts for the world to see. Intelligence gathered by this and other governments leaves no doubt that the Iraqi regime continues to possess and conceal some of the most lethal weapons ever devised.
Alex? Alex?
Last night, a square mile from central Baghdad seemed like hell on earth. An inferno.
On Tuesday night, I gave the order for British forces to take part in military action in Iraq. Tonight, British servicemen and women are engaged from air, land and sea. Their mission? To remove Saddam Hussein from power and disarm Iraq of its weapons of mass destruction. I know this course of action has produced deep divisions of opinion in our country.
Hi there, I'm Alex Morgan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morgan.
Thank you. Excuse me, Mr. Bowman.
Yeah?
My name's Alex Morgan. I'm from the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office.
Hello, Alex. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Alan Morris, Ed Mayer Oil?
Alan, I just wondered whether we could have a chat for a couple of minutes.
Well,
That's okay, Gino. I'll catch you after the lunch. Nice to meet you.
okay, I'll see you later. You here to see if BP and Shell can get in on this?
Do you mind if we step outside? It's just a bit quieter out there.
Good thing you guys came in with us. I don't think you'd see anything if Prime Minister Blair had kept you out.
It's a great business opportunity.
It's Eden. Oh, really? In Genesis, it says, the Garden of Eden was between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. That's Iraq. My grandson told me that.
Can I get you something?
Not for me, thank you.
I'll have club soda, please.
Sure.
Some British companies are extremely concerned at the current situation. If we do get access to the Iraqi oil
Oh, we'll
fields-
get access. May take time, requires a little negotiation, some patience, but we will get access.
More specifically, our concern is about how we've got access.
How do you mean?
I don't know if you're aware, but there's an increasing amount of evidence that some of the facts used to justify the case for war were deliberately falsified. The documents indicating that Iraq sought uranium for Niger, for example, they're forgeries.
I don't know anything about that.
If there's an inquiry or an investigation about where those documents originated from, there's bound to be repercussions.
We've just secured our energy supplies and those of the United Kingdom and the Iraqis for the next 40 years. Now, mistakes may have been made. People may not like the way it happened. If we don't pump it out of there, then you can bet your boots the Chinese or the Russians will. And nobody wants that.
Hey, Gene, how are you?
Hi, George. Look, can I see you shortly?
All right.
Good.
See you there.
According to international law, as the war isn't technically legal, any deals that are struck between companies like yours and an occupied Iraq
Once the occupation ends, there is a danger that those deals will be considered null and void, isn't there? You'd have to leave. There is the potential for you to lose everything.
No. We've already negotiated an agreement whereby any future disputes about access into the oil fields will be settled by company law, not international law. So as long as there's no breach of contract, any deals made during the occupation will be perfectly valid.
It doesn't concern you that the president started the war without a UN resolution in place?
Saddam Hussein is a tyrant. He kills his own people. He's gassed the Kurds in their thousands. Getting rid of him would be a benefit to the entire region. You know, we made a mistake last time. We didn't do the job properly. As a consequence, people are suffering. Now, the Iraqis depend on exporting oil for their income, to buy food, television, whatever the hell. We're stopping them from doing that. We have an obligation to the Iraqi people to lift the sanctions, get the oil out of there, so that they can get back to a normal life. That means getting rid of Saddam Hussein.
Don't you think Congress might try to impeach the president?
I think it would be very wrong to do so, but who knows? Jesus Christ was the people's savior. They still crucified him. That's democracy.
What do you know about Marco Fabbri?
Never heard of him.
There are further concerns that some oil companies, such as yours, have made donations to the Republican Party, to the presidential election campaign, in return for favourable Iraqi oil deals. What do you say to that? Did you meet with Dick Cheney and the National Energy Policy Development Group in 2001 to discuss how to access the Iraqi oil fields?
Okay, look, thanks for your time, Alex.
Doesn't it bother you that we went to war on deliberately falsified evidence? There are hundreds of people dying, Mr. Bowman. American soldiers. Who's responsible for that? Mr. Bowman, who is responsible for that?
You own a car, Alex? Huh? You drive your kids to school?
What has that got to do with...
Good boy.
Mr. Bowman. Mr. Bowman.
Sir, I need you to step towards the exit, please.
Mr. Bowman.
Right now, sir. Right now.
In these first 5 days, they have covered significant territory and appear to control a vast swathe of Iraq. The Marines have been taking steady casualties. At this stage of the war, this Marine regiment had been expecting nothing as bad as this.
I was there on my own. It wasn't supposed to be official.
Well, you said you worked for the FCO.
That was a mistake.
Well, it certainly was, Alex.
I admit that I shouldn't have said that.
Put us all in a very difficult position.
I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position, Mark.
Well, I'm afraid this is going to be a disciplinary matter.
Okay.
And until we sort something out, we'll have to put you on gardening leave. Okay? Thanks, Alex.
Okay, thank you.
What's happened?
I've been put on leave.
Why?
On weapons of mass destruction, we know that the regime has them. We know that as the regime collapses, we will be led to them. We pledged to disarm Iraq of weapons of mass destruction, and we will keep that commitment.
Hello? Hello?
Apache they destroyed was in the Baghdad suburbs. It's one of the earliest ground-based attacks on the city, and a sure sign that battles further south will do nothing to stop the assault on Saddam Hussein's capital.
Yeah, hello, who's that? Yeah, no, who's that? I just received a fax from this number. Well, could I speak to him? Well, what did he look like? Can you, I mean, was he tall, short? No, yeah. Okay, no, thanks, cheers.
Alex, 450,000. What are you doing?
This is the latest dossier that Downing Street has issued in support of the war. Look. And this is a document written by a PhD student in California 2 years ago. They've lifted whole sections of it. Even the grammatical errors are the same. See that comma there? The same as that one there. And they've exaggerated parts of it for effect. Look, in this one, it says aiding opposition groups in hostile regimes. Whereas in this one, Downing Street has changed it to Iraq has been supporting terrorist organisations in hostile regimes. I mean, between us and the US, we've got thousands of intelligence analysts, and we're just using all of this. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's about as insubstantial as you can get. It's not the only bit either. Look, there's loads of stuff. I mean, if the press got hold of this, God knows.
Who's sending it all?
I don't know. I phoned the first number back, but it was a newsagent's on the North End Road. And then it was a different number every time. Whoever it is doesn't want me to know.
Yeah, no. I mean, why are they sending it to us? Alex, why are they sending it all to you?
I don't know.
Gonna pick Helmy up from drama.
Yeah. Karen!
Yeah? What?
Take the car.
Well, it's a 5-minute walk.
Take the car and lock the door.
Right, what is going on?
Okay.
Alex, what is going on?
Nothing.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Okay. Hello? Who is it? Hold on. Oh, hi, Maria. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I'm scaring you.
Yeah, hold on just a second. It's Maria.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down.
Yes, thank you. Well, Helmy just left the card to you and I thought you'd better.
Oh, thank you so much. She was at my announcements when she said
What's all this about?
Is Sally's husband still working at the Sunday Times?
No idea. Why didn't you want me to answer the door?
Is he?
Alex, what's going on?
Well, I'll tell you later.
No, you'll tell me about it now.
No, I will tell
Alex.
you about it later.
Hello? Hang on.
Hello? Yes? Yes, it is, yeah. Who am I speaking to? Yes, of course I understand. And you're talking about hard evidence because, as I'm sure you can appreciate... Yes. And you're willing to give me those documents? Sure. Where? Okay, well, I'll see you then.
Alex, I don't fucking care how important it is to the... I am not having this in my house. Whatever it is, I want this over. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do understand.
Helly and I are not having a part of this. Whatever it is. Sort it out.
this, it will be over, I promise.
Where is it?
Interesting Avenue.
Sheenus is out on the chance of winning the ultimate prize, a record deal and the lifestyle of a superstar for a year. Earlier this week, teachers decided which three students will sing for survival.
Thank you.